I recently asked 110 military job seekers about their application to interview ratio, and the results honestly pissed me off. 41% of you, nearly half, said that you sent over 50 applications and heard nothing. Another 27 sent 30 apps with zero interviews. I even had a dozen of you or so DM me stating that 100 and plus applications, zero interviews. That means over 68% of transitioning service members are effectively invisible to the market. But look at this first. This veteran went from 50 plus apps with silence to 10 to 15 apps getting him one interview each. Here's what changed. And this guy sent 130 applications over 5 months. He got 7 interviews, 2 offers, and accepted one. But here's the thing. He said the interviews only started when he refined his focus and intent. So what the hell does that mean? And why isn't Top Class telling you this? Let me break it down. So here's the truth. The job market is flooded, right? Recruiters aren't reading every resume because they physically can't. They use ATS systems to filter you out before a human ever even sees you. And here's the kicker. When you write infantry squad leader, platoon sergeant, battalion X3, the ATS doesn't know what the hell that means. It is looking for operations manager, project manager, logistics coordinator, HR generalist. You're getting auto rejected in 0.3 seconds before recruiter even knows that you exist. That's why 41% of you are getting silence. You're speaking a language that the machine doesn't understand. To fix this, first, you need to understand that recruiters use LinkedIn exactly the way you use Google. They literally type in operations manager, supply chain analyst, or project coordinator within a certain area with keywords, and they scroll through the first 20 to 30 results. Look, if you're on page 10, they may never end up seeing you. Not because you aren't qualified, but because LinkedIn, they just don't understand you. So here's the fix. Choose one job title that you want to be found for and put that exact keyword in 3 places. Your LinkedIn headline, your About Me section, and the job experience section. For example, if you want to be an operations manager, don't write military leader transitioning to civilian sector or former infantry officer, team builder, servant leader, problem solver. Write operations manager along with other keywords important to that specific role. And then in your About Me section, I am an operations manager with 8 years of experience leading cross-functional teams, blah, 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 blah. See the difference? You're telling LinkedIn's algorithm what you are. So when recruiters search for it, you show up. Look, I reviewed something like 847 veteran LinkedIn profiles last year. Who's counting? You know how many had alignment? Less than 10%. Most of you are calling yourselves 5 different things across your profile: team leader, operations specialist, project coordinator, strategic advisor, and LinkedIn has no idea what you are, and neither do the recruiters. Pick one lane. All right, so now that you can be found, you need to go on the offensive. Simply making these changes isn't going to instantly have recruiters blowing up your DMs. Here is the strategy that gets you hired without applying to 50 to 100 jobs. It's called the 100 cups of coffee protocol. And it's simple. Have a 120-minute career conversation per week with someone at a company that you'd like to work for. That's it. One per week. You can do that. Here's exactly how it works. Step 1, identify your target companies, not just job postings, companies. Where do you want to live? What industries interest you? What companies operate there? Make a list of 10 to 20 companies. Forget the fully remote fairy tale, as you're making your job search significantly harder. Step 2, find people to talk to. Go to LinkedIn, search for people with the job title you want at those companies, and do not reach out asking for a job. Ask for advice. Look, here's a script, okay? Hi, I'm Jacob. I'm transitioning from the military and I'm researching careers in the nonprofit sector. I came across your profile and I was really interested in the work that you do at X company. Would you be open to having a short conversation where I could learn about your transition and what a day-to-day looks like in your role? I'd love to hear your insights. Expect for every 10 messages you send, 1 to 2 people might respond. That's normal, all right? Keep connecting, keep sending messages. Step three, make it all about them. When you get on the call, spend 18 of the 20 minutes asking about their career journey. People love talking about themselves, so let them ask questions like, how did you get into this role? What do you love about working at company X? What skills have been most valuable for you? What surprised you most about the career? Any other advice you have for transition? Step three and a half, keep an eye on the time. It's your responsibility to be mindful of their time. When it gets close, literally say, I want to be mindful of your time. They might continue the conversation, but it shows self awareness and respect. And you need to bring that up. Step four, the end of call ask, okay? At the end, you say two things. Thank you so much for your time. I'd love to stay in touch as I continue this transition. And is there anyone else in your network you'd recommend I connect with? This is the magic question because now they're going to introduce you to two or three other people in their network and you repeat the process with them. Within 3 months, you've had 12 to 15 conversations, but hopefully way more. You've built relationships with people at the targeted companies. Your name is familiar. And when a job opening comes up, guess whose name that they might think of? Ding, hey, we're hiring for X role. Are you still interested? This is how Jason landed his role after 130 applications. This is exactly how Jacob went from 50 apps with silence to 10 apps getting interviews. Not by applying harder or more, but by networking smarter. Look, I saw the comments on the poll I ran. I saw the frustration. Scott, Kevin, Jason, I know it's exhausting when you send 50 applications and get zero replies. I mean, it's just silence, like literally not even a rejection. It feels personal. You start thinking, maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe my service didn't matter. But look, that is a lie. You have led teams in high stress environments. You've managed millions of dollars in assets. You have the work ethic that 90% of civilians just can't comprehend. You're not unqualified, you're just untranslated. Look, the system's a bit broken, so stop playing by the system's rules. Stop clicking easy apply and praying for a miracle. Start optimizing your keywords. Start gathering that intel and start building those relationships. Now, I know the hardest part of that coffee protocol is knowing exactly what to say without sounding like a robot or a beggar. So I built a tool to do it for you. I created a custom AI networking prompt that you can use. Look, you paste this into Claude, ChatGPT, or whatever the heck you're using, and you tell it your background, who you're messaging, and it uses my exact intel gathering framework to write a personalized connection script for you in 5 seconds. Even comes up questions for you to ask. It takes the guesswork out of the transition until you get the swing of things. Look, the link's in the description. Copy the prompt, paste it into Gen AI, ensure it sounds okay and not weird, and then send your first message. And look, if you're that 41% right now and you're panicking because your runway is running out, send me a DM on LinkedIn. Let's look at your ratio personally. Shepherd1 out.